just want to show you something. You have to see this in the pasuk itself. You have to see in the verse on page 820, pasuk gimel, four lines from the top. Now you have to stay with this inside. You see where it says the word vayikahalu. It says the word vayikahalu, and the fourth line from the top on page 820. So the words read like this: Vayikalu al Moshe Aaron. They gather on Moshe Aaron. Vayomer aleim rav lachem ki kol ha'ida kulam kedoshim. Okay, everybody is holy. Now, what mitzvah would you say is really the demonstration of the holiness of the Jew? Think about the mitzvahs that we do. Which one is a mitzvah that is really connected to a certain type of holiness? First of all, when you think of holiness, I don't know what the word holiness means, Rabbi. I heard once real holiness is waking up in the morning saying good morning to your wife with a smile. That's real holiness. But that is certainly a level. But when we think of holiness, we always think in the area of morality, right? Morality, he's a holy person. A guy who's running around chasing you always think of the guy as a kind of a, I don't know what words you use to describe it, but you wouldn't call the guy holy. Holiness is a person who lives with a certain restraint, particularly in the area of morality and immorality. That's instinctively how we regard it. Now, the mitzvah, therefore, that we regard as the mitzvah of kedusha, of holiness, is what? Which mitzvah? By a Jew. Bris milah, circumcision. The whole idea of circumcision is getting that area of life under control, right? The area of life which in many times that is the physical area that is most dominant and destroys lives. That's the area that destroys lives. Eating is also a dominant physical drive, but you don't find any politicians who got involved, he was involved in an eating scandal. He had 2 steaks instead of 1. You never find that. You get scandals in the area of morality because that's where people can act irrationally because of the power of that drive. Therefore, circumcision is the area that creates the kedusha, which is symbolic from an early age that the Jews try to get that area under control. That's the idea of the bris milah. The Rambam, Maimonides, even says that the whole point of a bris milah is that any organ in the body that undergoes a surgery never functions as strongly as it does before the surgery. If somebody has elbow surgery, no matter how good their arm is, it's never as good as it was before the surgery. And so the Rambam, Maimonides, says that the idea of circumcision is actually to weaken that drive. So you know that it's called bris milah, the covenant of circumcision that you've heard of. Okay, now I want you to look very carefully at the, take a look at that pasuk again. Vayikalu al Moshe ve'al Aaron vayomer aleim rav lachem ki kol ha'ida kulam kedoshim. Everybody is holy. Do you see the word lachem? You see the word lachem in the pasuk. And if you see it, please first show the person next to you. You see the word lachem in the pasuk. Okay? Now that word lachem, what's the last letter of the word lachem? Is a mem. A mem sofis, but we could use it as a mem. They're interchangeable for our purposes especially. Look at the last letter in the next word. Ki is what? Yud. Is a yud. Look at the last letter in the next word is a lamed, kol. Look at the last letter in the next word, ha'eda, is the hey, which spells milah. Milah is circumcision. So right there in the pasuk where they're talking about holiness is contained in the pasuk an allusion to the idea of milah. Why are the Jewish people holy? Why do we have morality under control? One of the reasons is because of the concept of bris milah. And that's the whole life of a Jew. The whole life of a Jew, everything that you see in Judaism has to do with, before anything else, there's gender separation. So something that the rest of the world laughs at us for all the gender separation, and they don't understand that that's the secret of our continuity, and it's the secret of the success of the Torah world, is that in this area we don't play games. We don't ever take any risks. There's always separation. You have a mechitza in shul. If you ever go to a frum wedding, you'll see that the men are on one side, the ladies are on the other side. Any event, there's always going to be separation because there's no cross-gender mixing, because we know how strong the temptation is. We're not blind. We understand it. It wasn't discovered in the 20th century by Hollywood. We understand what it is. We understand what the drive is, and we also understand that, like anything else in life, you better deal with it responsibly or it's going to dominate you. Therefore, it's alluded to here in the Torah as milah. Okay.